OK, let's take another question, which needs to be answered from you. Tristan Green.
How do we achieve a just transition from oil and gas to clean energy without losing thousands of jobs?
So, Kate, let me come to you first of all on this. Just so I am clear, what is the SNP's position on new oil and gas licences? Are you for them or not for them?
So it's very simple, and I will spell it out very simply. We are for analysing each of the applications for licences on a case-by-case basis. They need to meet...
Are you any the wiser?
Well, I've not finished my answer. I've not finished my answer.
They've heard it before,
And they need to meet 3 tests. The first is about climate compatibility. We are in a climate change emergency. We know that we need to meet our climate change ambitions. It is a priority for voters. So that needs to be taken into account.
So let's just examine that for a minute. Now, hang on. Let's examine that. Let's examine that.
Yeah.
How can a new oil or gas field ever be compatible with climate change requirements? What would the criteria be?
If I could illustrate it, we also have 2 other tests. One is
answer that question first.
I will, but it's related. Energy security and energy costs. Now, if you have, for example, in the northeast, substantial investment...
That's different from climate change compatibility. It's purely on climate change compatibility. How can they be compatible?
I am answering your question. In terms
Are you hearing an answer here?
No, because you're not letting me. With the greatest respect, I do need to finish my answer. If you look at where the greatest investment is currently being made in green energy, it is coming from the northeast. It's coming from our energy sector. And so that industry itself needs to reinvest. So we are in between Labour and the Conservatives, where on one hand, the Conservatives are wanting to issue hundreds of new licences, which we don't think is compatible. And on the other hand, Labour's position could jeopardise 100,000 jobs, which we cannot.
And you know that figure is
tolerate.
disputed. But I still don't understand. Maybe I'm just not getting it. How can new oil and gas fields be compatible with reaching net zero and our climate change responsibilities?
They would need to be analysed on a case-by-case basis.
But how could they be? On what, for instance, how?
Well, I mean, I've already set out that if you speak to the industry right now, they are on a just transition themselves. The gentleman asked, the question was about a just transition.
Yeah, but that means...
A just transition cannot be telling workers who work in the oil and gas industry right now, you're losing your job tomorrow and there might be another one in 10 years' time. That is not a just transition. And a just transition needs to take people with us whilst trying to meet our climate change ambitions.